Hello there, today I'm going to bring you a video from my wacky thoughts to whoever's watching this brain. Oh wait, there's no one watching? Darn. Well, it's gonna be to your brain, you imaginary person who I suppose lives in my brain. Anyway, we're getting distracted already. So what are we going to be talking about? We're going to be talking about the nerdiometer. What is this? This is a meter that measures your nerdiness, because who doesn't want to go up to their friends and say, "Hi, I'm nerdier than you, haha." Anyway, so the important takeaways from this video. 1, being a nerd equals being cool. Now, back in your day, of course, being a nerd wasn't cool, but today all the cool kids are nerds, which is to say all the people who are passionate and intense about their passions are nerds, and that is what being a nerd is as far as I'm concerned, and don't tell me otherwise. So where are we? How do I define a nerd? Because, that's not exactly something that's really defined by much. There are words that are made up, but they're describing tangible things. And then there's nerd, and many other words, I'm sure, which is a made-up word about a made-up concept. Which leads to a few more contradicting definitions, I would assume, than other words. Now, don't get me wrong, I haven't done any research on this video, nor have I watched any other videos about the same topic, because I'm lazy. Now, let's move on. We need to define this nerd. What is a nerd? A nerd, in my definition, just mine, and maybe yours if you think it's cool, a nerd is someone who is really, really intensely passionate about something, who really likes thinking deeply in intricate ways about this thing or many things, and does it is really detail oriented about this. So now we have a bit of an idea, which is to say, pretty much nothing. Darn. Okay, let's make this definition a little bit simpler. What is a nerd? Someone who loves some cool things. Now, they have to be cool things. And by cool things, I mean pretty much anything, because anything can be cool. Beauty is in the eye of the beholder. So, nerd, someone who loves things, something, and pretty much anything, who really passionate about thinking about that thing, and does it in really intricate, detail-oriented ways. All right, great. Now, how do we scale this? I think we need 2 scales. Make that 3. We're gonna have, to make up the nerd meter, we're gonna have the nerdy meter and the nerdometer. Brilliant, right? And then you combine those scores, divide by 2, and you get the nerdiometer. Now let's start at the end of the scale. 0. Not a nerd. Now, if you're not a nerd, you're just not a nerd, right? And there's nothing wrong with not being a nerd, but there is a lack of being right. Now, don't get me wrong, for reasons that for not wanting to get yelled at reasons, I'm gonna say there's nothing wrong with not being a nerd, but we can't all be nerds, or maybe we can be. I don't know. Teach me how we can all be nerds. Okay. Anyway, we're off track. We're off track again. How'd this happen? Okay. All of this is subjective. So one person can say, "I'm a 7 on the nerdiometer," and another person can say, "Liar, you're a 5 at best." And there would be no objective way to see who is right, or if both are wrong, because that's not what this is for. This is not something that really can be achieved, in my opinion. So let's move on. Okay, now that we know that this meter is useless at best, let's describe it. So, nerdy meter tracks how much you love thinking about things, whatever, specific things, your passions, how much you love thinking about these things which you are passionate about. And then the nerdometer is going to track how detail oriented and how specific you are in your thoughts. So, for example, at a 3, if someone's really into the Cosmere, which is this book series by Brandon Sanderson, should you read it? I don't know. Maybe you should. So at the let's say about a 0 scale, we get someone who barely reads it, who skim reads it, who doesn't really think about it ever again. Not a nerd. Then, let's say like a 2 or a 3, we've got someone who really likes thinking about, I don't know, not the world, which is to say not the deepest part, more like the characters and the general things, right? Then we've got 5 or a 6, someone who's like really into like, let's say something normal, but like really into it, like really into the characters or really into the plot. Whoopsie, sorry, that was my drawer. Really into the plot or really into the theming. And then we have someone who's trying to find every single cosmic connection in each cosmic book. That's a 10. I'm not calling anyone out. You're a nerd. Good job. Good job. Okay, so now that's, I think that's the nerdometer done. Now what would a nerdy meter look like? So a 0 would be someone who doesn't really think much about things when they're not doing them. Then we get like a 2 or a 3, someone who really loves thinking about things, but doesn't do it that often. Then we get like a 5 or a 6, let's say someone who thinks about things quite a bit and really likes thinking about these things. So like someone who like keeps coming back like daily or something. And then we've got the person who spends hours staying up in the night, just hours in the middle of the night, thinking about their obsessions. Seek help. Good job. So that's the nerdy meter and the nerdometer. Again, completely subjective, just my thoughts going from my brain to yours. And so yeah, we pretty much got the nerdy meter plus the nerdometer divided by 2 equals the nerdiometer. What are you? I'm probably like a 2 or a 3. Honestly, this video is not enough to make me a full nerd. I mean, I am a full nerd. No, I am a full nerd. I promise. Please. I am a nerd. Please, hopefully, fingers crossed, a nerd. But I wish I was nerdier. That's pretty much the point of this video. Please help me. How do I become nerdier? All right, thank you. Goodbye. Farewell. Have a nice one.